Hi friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Charlie. I'm glad you're here. If you've been going through a friendship fallout or feel like you're losing someone you thought would be in your life forever, this video is for you. Friendship breakups can hurt more than romantic ones and no one talks about it enough if you ask me. So today I want to talk about it, and I would say without further talking, we just get right into it. For starters, it's okay to outgrow people. Not every friendship is meant to last forever. Sometimes you just grow into different directions, and that doesn't mean either person is wrong or bad. Letting go doesn't mean you didn't love them. It just means you love yourself enough to move forward. But losing a friend is a real loss. And it's okay to cry, to feel confused, angry or numb. So give yourself the permission to grieve. You shared loves, secrets, comfort, and it's okay to miss that. Grief is not a weakness. It just proves that it matters and that you really cared about your friend that you're currently losing. But one thing you need to remember is to don't change closer, create it. Sometimes we won't get an apology, an explanation, or the last conversation with that person. And that's hard, I know, but peace doesn't always come from them. It comes from you deciding to move forward anyway, without hesitation. Closure is choosing to heal even without the why. How you can create closure for yourself is think about if they were adding or draining. Think about how you felt around them. Did they support you or make you question yourself? It's not just about memories, it's about how you were treated. Some people leave your life and you realize you can finally breathe, and that's okay. Sometimes it's not like that and you just grown apart, and you are allowed to miss them and still move on. Because missing someone doesn't mean you made the wrong choice. It just means that you miss the time you had and you miss the memories. And healing doesn't mean pretending you don't care. It means learning to care from a distance. Sometimes it's better for both of you if you aren't friends anymore, or you've grown apart so much that you just don't share the same values, and that's okay. And remember, real friends will stay or come back with respect. Because sometimes people just reconnect in the future, but only if both parts have grown. If you outgrew yourself because one part of you has grown a lot and has other values, other priorities, and the other one is quite back, and that's the reason why your friendship isn't working anymore, and the other parts comes towards you in their growing process, it's okay if you come back and become friends again, because sometimes you just need the time of separation to get on the same wavelength again. But one thing I want to give you is that real aligned friendships will never require you to shrink, explain your worth, or walk on eggshells. I have a whole video about toxic friendships and how to sense them and how to sense red flags. I will link that in the eye so that you can watch that, because otherwise this video will be way too long. What you need to learn is how to heal after a friendship ends, because as I already said in the beginning, friendship breakups aren't talked about enough, and you can't handle friendship breakups like you can handle relationship breakups. Some things can overlap, but not everything, because for my part, all the friends I've known longer than my boyfriend, and you have friends that feel a lot like family and you thought will always be there. And I also feel like friendship breakups aren't as predictable as relationship breakups, because if you look back on your relationship and you've broken up, you sometimes just see, okay, it wasn't a good relationship. There were things that weren't good which led to the breakup, but in friendships, most of the time we don't see the bad things. So here are gentle ways to cope with your friendship breakups. First, journal the things you've learned. What are things you've learned throughout the friendship, after the friendship ended? Things you've learned about yourself, about what you want in friendships, what you value, what you want from your friendships. Make space for new connections. Just because this one person is gone doesn't mean you don't need friends anymore or that you don't want friends anymore, so don't close yourself up. Don't let other people in. Make space for those new connections, because there are 1,000 people on this world that would love to be friends with you. Spend time reconnecting with yourself. After you've lost a friend, sometimes you can feel quite lonely, but I loved using that time after my friendship fell out to figure out what I want from a friendship, what is most important to me, and I think that's great. And the last thing is set boundaries around the wounds, even digitally. Which I mean with that is unfollow them if you had a bad fallout. You don't need to see how good their life is, because that just stops your wounds from healing. Break up contact, don't see them, don't talk to them for at least 30 days because your brain makes patterns out of your friendships and otherwise it cannot heal. And last but not least, friendships end, but you're not alone. And please remember that you're not alone. You're not unlovable, you're not too much, you're not hard to keep, you're growing. That's what this is. And you learn to love yourself, you learn to stand up for yourself, and I think there is no better thing than that. You're allowed to choose peace, even if it means walking away from certain people. And friendship fallouts don't define your worth, they shape your strength. And I know it's hard, but you can do it. And if you're in your healing era right now, as I already said, remember you're not alone. There are a lot of people there for you. I'm there for you. And if you have any more questions about that topic or how I handled my friendship fallouts, because I have had a lot after high school, comment your questions down below or write me a DM on Instagram. I will answer as fast as possible. And that's the end of the video. I hope it helped a little bit to understand friendship breakups and how you can handle them. And I would say we see us next week. Do something for yourself this week. Make someone stay this week. And we see us. Bye.
1, 2, 3, funky. My darling, I love you.